Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and I've got one of those page protectors that has the flip out on it. So that's why these are sitting over here, because these will be on the other side of the flip here. And then I have this section, and then on the right side I have a full 6x8 page. So kind of a lot happening here to start with today. All of the photos that I am working on here today are from the Lansu Chinese garden in Portland, and they are spectacular. So I definitely want to do right by them. So I have all of those. And then in a previous video, it was more toward the start of this album, I said that I'm really making an effort to use ideas that I have pinned on Pinterest, because I have a bad habit where I pin them and then I don't go back and look at them. So I've really been trying to do that in this album, and I have another one here today. And I actually have two different things happening here. In this one, it's printed kind of small here, but as you can see, I want to give credit, that was Felicity Jane, April of 2021. In this pocket, hopefully you'll be able to see it pretty well on camera. I'm getting a shadow there. There we go. I like this pocket. I like the fact that it's got an upside down tag on there as a visual element. I also like the words. Now, I'm more interested in the tag part and doing some kind of embellishing on it. I don't know that I'll do words, but I like the look of that. And I have another bad habit of, I have tags and I put them in a bag. Here they are. And then they stay in the bag because I forget about them. They aren't sitting out, and so I just forget about them. So this will help me use some of those up, hopefully. And I do think that in my Portland bin, I have some Asian inspired stuff, and I think there might be some tags in there. So maybe I could work those in as well. If not, then I'll just use the generic ones. I also have these pulled out in the event that I decide I want just a basic background, and I think either the manila or the white would work with what I've got going here. So I'm keeping both of those out as well. Having said all of that, for this right-hand page, I've pulled out a different pin here, and sadly, this did not really have information on it, so I don't know who to attribute this to. If it's yours, I'm sorry, but I like it, so I want to use it for inspiration. On this side, I like that it's got just the one photo, which I have here. This is a slightly different size, but I think that's fine. A 4x6 will work as well. I like that there's just some journaling down at the bottom, a little stamping and splattering, and then a cluster of embellishments. I don't know that I like this triangle thing too much, but I like this stuff, and maybe paper underneath, a strip of washi, something. So I do want to try to do some of that on the right-hand page. So I have set some nice tasks for myself here. So I've got left side, one of those, right side, this one, and we'll just see how it goes. When I went into my stuff for Portland, I did have this one tag in there from an Asian set I had. However, with this, it's not really the right color unless I were to choose to bring in more of that. It does match this right here, but this is on the front of this, not what you see when it's open. Now, if I did it here when it's closed, they definitely would match, but then I'd have to get rid of the picture. And I'd have two sort of journaling card things like right next to each other. I don't think I want to do that. So I think it's going to have to stay with the photo. And that kind of means it's going to have to be this pocket. So I'm not sure how I feel about that color. I did also pull out this little scrap I had because I thought maybe if I did decide to go that way, I could use this maybe over here, tuck it under to bring in that color. So I'm saving it just in case. And then I had stuck this sheet of stickers in there. I love that bonsai. The green certainly would match, but it's got this kind of teal aqua down here. Again, it's a color I'm not so sure about that I want to work in there. However, when I was looking at this darker pink here, I thought maybe I could work in the fish or something over here. I mean, I don't know. I've also got this thing here, which would match that better. It also has this color in there, which The bonsai also has. So, I mean, it's giving me options. I just don't know that I really am in love with any of the options. So I'm going to go into my general tags, and I'm also going to pull out my bin that has more Asian stuff in it just to see if I see something and it makes me fall in love with it. I pulled out another set here from my Asian stuff, and I actually think both of these are from Cocoa Daisy. This one definitely is, it has the name on it from that set. I think this is too. Yep, two-sided. Yep, I'm pretty sure it is. These may kind of work together because there are similar colors here. So I might be able to incorporate those either layering on the tag or over here somehow. I don't remember what's all in here. Maybe these if I go with this to make the pinky red work. There's also kind of some of the teal. Now that's more of a green than the other one. The stickers on that sheet were more of an aqua. That's more of a teal with green in it, but at least it has things that I could maybe consider. How does that paper look? Well, the patterns are very different, but the color isn't too bad. Hey, hold on. There's a big old tag there. Now, that doesn't really match what I have going, but at least I know I have another tag I could use. I do have this one little chipboard. I must have used the rest of it, but that color is pretty close. So it does give me some interesting options to consider. I think I have found a background piece of paper for over here, and that's going to inform the other things that I use. I think I'm actually going to go with this light blue. I found this in my scraps, and as you can see, it's a little bit dented here. I must have cut this off from something else, but I think when the photo is on it, maybe if I do it like that, you aren't going to really notice it. So I think I'm going to use that, and I'm going to see if I can maybe find a match to that. Not perfectly, but at least similar for over here. It brings out the blue in the sky. It'll make it feel cohesive between the two pages. And then there's also this same blue on the front flap. I found another little scrap of this. Here it is. It's not a full 3x4 though, but I want to use it. So I think what I'm going to do is I will layer it onto just a piece of white cardstock as the background, and I think that'll be fine. So I can use just a scrap piece of white, cut this down a little bit, layer it, and then this will go on top. I'm also thinking that I'm going to go somewhat opposite of what this shows. This shows it upside down like so, but I don't really like the way that looks with this design. It looks better to me going this way. So I'll still use that concept, but I'll just have it come up from the bottom instead of down from the top. I have attached everything here. I actually ended up not cutting this down. I thought I was going to, but when I saw it end to end, I kind of liked it. So I'm going to leave that. I tied my string on the bow just like in the picture. Where is it? Here it is. So I have that done, and then I need something to overlap just like they have here, kind of up towards the top maybe. And I'm guessing just because this looks so blank, I probably will do some splattering of some kind. I do have white ink. I could do that, but with all these colors happening, I have lots of choices in that respect. So I think what I need to do is I need to find that other thing that's going to go here. This is too much. I think I'm going to actually end up putting this on the right side probably. Maybe this as well. We'll see. So that goes over there. But I need something here. And I'm thinking maybe more green, because I really don't have that anywhere on the paper. Yes, it's in the photos, but I don't really have it on the paper. And I know I have outdoorsy kind of stuff that I could maybe work in there just like in a generic way. It doesn't have to be Asian themed necessarily. So I'm going to see what I have. It seems like this layout is all about Cocoa Daisy because when I went into my outdoorsy stuff, all of these were in there and they're all plant related. And I think they're from the same set. Obviously they have the same background, but I think this is as well. And it's a lot of planting, growing, organic, outdoor type things. And I've had these a long time, especially these. I don't use a lot of rub-ons. If I could get rid of any of this and make it work on here, that would be awesome. Let me tell you, I am so glad that I went in there and looked at all of that other stuff from Cocoa Daisy because it's kind of a gold mine. So I finished my card with the tag. I did a little bit of splattering there. I used the little chipboard heart that was on here. And just a little bit was enough. That's all I needed. Oh, and I should show this rub-on. I realized it said May, and that's what all of these were. It just looked like a blob to me at first, and then I realized it said May. We were there in May, so that's perfect. So I used that. And then I decided to splatter on this card as well. And then this little saying was also a piece that came in the ephemera pack. And now that's all I have to do with that card. So that stuff is awesome. But then I also found this in just a lovely shade of blue to match. Document this. Perfect phrase. I didn't need anything super duper inspiring or anything. Just document is fine. So now this whole thing is done. All I have left is the right side. For this side, I looked at the picture here, and this paper that's sticking out there, I decided to actually go with a sticker here because I had this sticker book with all kinds of garden themed things in it, and part of what it had were those strips. So I used that green one there, and that's already adhered. All this is adhered. I actually took that square that I had, cut it down to make it look like a tag, just like on here where it's peeking out. So now that's done. Circular element, I intend to take this and have this kind of overlap like so, I think. And then here they've made sort of a tag. It looks to me like maybe it was even cut out of a 3x4 card or something. But they've taken that. I think I'm actually going to do this sticker maybe that says life is better in the garden and put that overlapping instead. I've put everything together here, so this is all done. I added this. This was the other part of this strip that I cut off. This is a sticker from all this same stuff, and it was an arrow, but I chose to cut that off. I could maybe work that in somewhere else, but if not, that's okay. So I have that down here. And then I think what I'm going to do is, within these chipboard phrases, I'm also going to do this one, take a moment and breathe, and I will use that down here instead of the writing that they have. I don't think I really need to journal. I have journaling spots coming. So I think instead of that, I will use this. If it'll pop out of there for me. There we go. These are self-adhesive, luckily. And so then if I just, oh, you know what? I like it better if I move this. Oh no! Let's see if it'll still work. If I do it like that, cover up that little spot. This is still sticky. And then I can maybe do it like that in the middle instead. I think this one is almost done. I added all of that. I think I'm actually going to take this arrow and just use the pennant part at the end. Cut that off, and I'm going to put this up here. Oh, that's still a little too long. Cut off a little bit more. Is that better? Yes. So do it a little kind of off center there. And then I have these, and this color here kind of matches what I've got going. And so I think I'm going to take one of those and just overlap it. And then I'll maybe sprinkle some around. I thought I was done over here, but maybe I'll sprinkle some to bring in that color. I have everything done over here that I want. As you can see, I did add enamel dots here. I actually pulled out one blue one, but otherwise I used the ones from this set. I just needed a blue that was a closer match than that one. I did decide to switch these around. Add a dot here and here. So you can see I've got numerous enamel dots around the page, but I kind of like the look of that. And I've decided, because the other page has some splattering on it, this needs some too. So I'm going to do that right now. This is the color I've been using. This is very, very old, but I love it and I still have a ton of it, so why not use it? There it is with the splattering. The only thing I'm not happy with is I got a little bit on this chipboard piece. I didn't even think about covering it up. I'd be happy if I didn't have that, but it's there now. I'm not going to try to wipe it off because it'll probably smear and make it worse. So I'm just going to leave it alone and let it dry. But now you can see this is what it looks like when it's all done. And I have to say, I'm so glad that I went into Pinterest to look at those designs, because otherwise I guarantee you there's no way I would have come up with this. And now here's another one done for Portland. Thanks for watching.